Hey there guys, Templar here, and today I'll be talking to you guys about one of my newest weapons. Now this, if you guys don't understand, this I got from Highlander Imports, which love you guys if you guys are seeing this. And I will leave a link down below for you guys on the Facebook page, of which is one of their areas they have it in. Now, I bought this at the Highland Games from them, and this is technically a, well, Greek era sword that's based on the Mycenaean period. And if you guys don't understand, the Mycenaean period was the age in which there was, well, pretty much the Bronze Age, and as well the sieging of Troy, for example. In other words, the very early Bronze Age, that beautiful-esque version of armor in which I love a lot about the ancient Bronze Age. You gotta admit, it's beautiful compared to, well, anything else. In which I really, really wish that video games and the movies in Hollywood get anything correct. Look at this shit. This is not good stuff. I mean, if they did historical accuracy, come on, really, come on, people. Ugh, Hollywood. But to the matter at hand. Now, the sword is technically made with Damascus steel. Now, I hear you guys already Templar. It's supposed to be of Bronze Age. Well, yeah, but this is inspired. This isn't. Because I know one thing, even if we did manage to remanufacture the version in bronze, it still was a slight bit of a problem. Now, if you guys must know, it also has a 3 fuller design model, which is historical accurate to the period in time that it was. In fact, the Bronze Age design had it just like this. Now, another cool feature is it has a bone handle with wood, and as well with a slight bit of gold edging on it, which I love this type of way. Now, the reason I most of the time buy my weapons at vendors is kind of understandable, really. I like to hold the weapon before I buy it, due to the fact sometimes the weapon is broken, misshapen, the handle's not right. It depends on what it is. Cult of Athena kind of gets a lot of that, so yeah. The only, now though, parts of the bottom half of the strap on the piece kind of fell apart when I was trying to unsheath it, so I'm going to have to try and manufacture a historical design function of a baldric, or in other words, a hanging, well, sword holster. So in other words, it would technically hang off my shoulder while I was carrying it, which is historical accurate to the period, but you get the point. Now, the weapon is perfect for that cutting use, but as well also perfect for thrusting use, especially for the type of Bronze Age style warfare, especially for the Greeks. I as well like this type of design, as well it even has a very, very sharp blade. In fact, let me show you. That is sharp as hell. This is really sharp, guys. And now let's try the back blade. Yeah. Moment. Damn it. That's not good. I might need to resharpen the back blade a little bit more. But yeah, you get the point of why this is a sharp blade, because well, it's not the blade's fault then. I'm holding this. I guess the paper's too thin now. But yeah, you guys can see why this is a good weapon, and I love it. It works perfectly well for fighting use, especially if you're in a hoplite formation and you get thrust the blade into the person. Now, as well, many of you guys also might wonder why European swords mainly have double-edged blades. Well, it's not just in Europe, it's also most of the time around the Mediterranean culture, due to that fact, but I'll get to that some other time. But this weapon is perfect for the fact you can get the blade around the person's neck and cut it, and as well, even behind the leg, cut it, and so on. But as well, that's only for the back blade. For the front blade, I can easily do a cut, or as well, even a thrust. This blade is perfect for the battlefield use. As well, the historical design of the sheath is, well, that's what you might see in Bronze Age cultures. Which, as you guys can tell, I love the Bronze Age culture for many reasons. It has a beautiful design function to it, which you gotta love the artwork and such, especially on the island of Cyprus, or including many others such as Crete and such. And as well, it's kind of impressive of how many people forget the Bronze Age culture. As well, I will be leaving a link down below to a type of group I have in Facebook that I have joined, in which talks about Bronze Age culture. I myself have actually placed a lot of funnies and such, and as well historical type figures that the Bronze Age culture would have really looked like. For example, when we think of Bronze Age culture, we normally think of this and that, but many times movies don't get anything right, especially that one idiot series known as Troy. Yeah, that series Troy wasn't very good, and at least it was a little more accurate to the mythology, but not very good. Now, though, the more historically accurate might actually be the movie Troy, and yes, this is the one with Brad Pitt, and pretty much you guys can understand of why that one is more historically accurate, because of the shields, the armor, and the fighting style. The way around, it's different and such, but you get the point. Now, these, though, were the type of swords they would have used. So, in other words, this would be the weapon you would see on the battlefield. This was the type of weapon you would fight with. In other words, you fight to the death with this weapon, you die with it. But yes, I kind of find a little weird to the fact that many movies don't try and get the historical accuracy right, which I'm kind of saddened by that. Still, though, this blade is pretty beautiful, and I will be further sharpening it to that way it has its beautiful extension. But yeah. Anyways, guys, hopefully you guys found this video entertaining. If so, click that like button. Also, it helps the channel grow. As well, subscribe for more, and as well, click the notifications bell so that way you can be notified as soon as the next video comes up. As well, guys, I will be leaving a link for you guys in Cult of Athena as well for you guys to buy one of these, so that way you guys can actually add these to your own arsenal. Or as well, guys, even check out Highlander Imports, because, well, they were pretty good at their job as well. As well, guys, have a good day.